Synopsis of the Books of the Bible. Minor Prophets. By JND Darby. Hosea. Chapters 6 and 7. The prophets entreaty to return to Jehovah, his readiness to meet his people. Hosea 6 calls forth a touching address from the prophet, in which he entreats the people to return to Jehovah. Faith is always this resource, because it sees the hand of God, its God, in the chastisement, and can appeal to the mercy of a well-known God. In verse 4 the Spirit expresses the loving kindness of God towards his rebellious children, and his readiness to meet the smallest movement in their heart towards good. Therefore had God sent unto them the testimony of the prophets, an extraordinary means, as we have seen, for maintaining in grace the relationship of the people with God, and that morally and in reality. In the heart and mind of God, it was not a question of outward forms. The moral relationship with God had failed. He had raised up prophets, as a means of relationship with himself, to bring back the hearts of the people. But, as Adam, see note, did in the Garden of Eden, they had broken the covenant on which the enjoyment of the blessings God had heaped upon them depended. They had acted treacherously towards him. Jehovah their God was ready to raise them up from their ruin, but if he came in, his presence brought to light that iniquity which formed a moral barrier to this restoration. Thereupon the heart of the prophet overflows anew in lamentation over their iniquity. The prophecy of Hosea is important in this respect, that it furnishes us with the moral picture of the people whom God has judged, the condition of these people which made the judgment inevitable. There is nothing more affecting than this mixture, on God's part, of reproaches, of loving-kindness, of appeal, of reference to happier moments. But all was in vain. He must needs judge, and have recourse to his sovereign grace, which would bring Israel back to repentance and to him. Note. It should be read, but they, like Adam, have transgressed the covenant. Adam, in Hebrew, is a proper name and a generic name, but the latter generally with the article, the Adam, as in Genesis 1 verse 27. It is to this passage Paul refers in Romans 5 verse 14, end of note. They encouraged the king and the princes in their wickedness. Already the fruit of Israel's iniquity was seen in the weakness of the people. Strangers also devoured them, yet, for all this, they did not return to Jehovah. If at times, under the sense of their misery, they howled upon their beds, they did not cry unto God. What a picture of man under the effect of sin, who will not turn to the Lord.